New comic book day is just around the corner, so here are my top anticipated comics of the week. Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, bringing you my top 10 most anticipated comics of the week, and this is for February 20th, 2019. That's right, fans. I have a lot of books this week coming up that I was going to pick up, and it was hard to pick a top 10 list, but I narrowed it down. And guys, before we get started, if you want to give this video a thumbs up, please, it's greatly appreciated. Let people know that this video exists out there. And at any time in the video, if you guys want to put your top 10, top 5, top 3, your number 1 most anticipated book, I love seeing those comments and what everyone is looking forward to picking up. And hopefully those books live up to your expectations. If you want to see where these books actually rank, you check it out on Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, so without further ado, let's get started, and we're going to start with the books that are on the hot seat. That's right. They could be possibly dropped in the future if they don't improve or if they're too pricey, things like that. And the first book we're going to talk about that's on the hot seat today is Uncanny XMen. This is issue 12. I feel like this book has been nothing but a cash grab since it's come out. We've had 11 weekly issues. We had the first issue that was $10. We have the actual last issue, issue 11, with the Return to Cyclops. That was $8. I mean, this book is very pricey for comic book readers. And it's just like, okay, with issue 11, couldn't you condense that book down a little bit? Like, why? We just got done, you know, with an annual, and now you got this, and it just seems like it's too much for people to keep up with, especially with all the other X titles that are being released in February. So make it a normal issue, normal size, normal price. Let's get to telling the story, and let's move on with it already. So hopefully it will be good. That's my intention. I want to keep it. I want to keep Uncanny X-Men book. All right. Next, which is on the hot seat, is Old Man Quill, issue 2. I liked issue 1, don't get me wrong, but the artwork in the series hasn't been as strong as, say, Old Man Logan or Old Man Hawkeye, and I feel like the second issue is really going to make or break the series for me. The first issue was a lot of Peter Quill self-loathing about his family that was killed. Very familiar story. We've seen it before in Old Man Logan, and now they make their way to Earth to find out what happened in the Shield, or what was it, Shield, the Sword space station or whatever it is, and they go to Earth, and you find out that obviously it's not the way it used to be. So what are they going to bring to the table that's going to be really different for the readers, you know, from Old Man Hawkeye and Old Man Logan? Old Man Logan and Old Man Hawkeye, they made sense because those two were partners. What is this going to really be different or whatnot? So that one's on the hot seat too. If issue 2 is not solid, then I might consider dropping that actual book. All right, so now we move on to the official countdown. So we move on to number 10. And number 10 goes to Amazing Nightcrawler issue 1. Originally, I wasn't going to pick this up, but the concept kind of seems cool. Nightcrawler in this utopia world that X-Men created is that he is a actor, and he does these summer blockbusters and whatnot, and so I want to see him in this world. I want to see him act. I want to see why he's such a big deal, and then I want to see as the series goes along, kind of like the downward spiral that Kurt goes through as his world starts to crumble around him and whatnot. So I'm anxious to see what this is going to be about. But don't get me wrong, if this doesn't grab me by the first couple, 2 or 3 issues, again, this could be dropped too. I just find it intriguing, and it's something different for Nightcrawler. Alright, so next on the list, we move to number 9. And this is another, like, gimmick book. I'm stupid like this. Sometimes I like dumb books like this, but this is Hulk Verines, yes. Issue 1. $4.99 book. It is 32 pages. You know, the concept is cool, right? You got Hulk and Wolverine teaming up to do battle against Weapon H. Enough said. That's all it is, right? But I just want to see some badass action, great fight scenes. Hopefully it's cool art. If I'm at the comic book shop and it's crappy ass art, I probably won't pick it up. But in a book like that, you would hope for really deep, good details and action scenes, and so cool paneling work. So that's all I'm looking for. I just want a good fight, and it's cool to see the Hulk and Wolverine team up because, you know, those guys, obviously the first meeting or first appearance of Wolverine was in the Hulk issue, and it's cool to see those guys team up to do battle against a combination of the two. So it could be fun, you know, whatever the case may be. So take it or leave it, $4.99 for you. All right, moving on to number 8. This goes to Brian Michael Bendis' Naomi. This is issue 2. Also a $3.99 book. Naomi continues to search for her own origin. The book promises an introduction of more new characters, and there's supposedly going to be this huge cliffhanger at the end of the issue that's going to be like, oh my god. And I like the first issue. There's this whole thing going on where Superman and Mongol wind up battling, and Naomi wants to find out, you know, there was a superhero appearance once in the 17 years ago, and she met up with this mechanic, and this mechanic is the only one that seems to know what happened. So, like, what's the connection? What does this mechanic know? You know, where is Naomi from? How does it tie into the DC universe? So it's a very mysterious type of book. I'm looking forward to, you know, the outcome of this. I just hope it just doesn't drag on and the pace is not super slow. All right, so moving on to number 7. Number 7 goes to Batman issue 65. Now, issue 64 was kind of a surprise for me. I sat there and I opened it up and I was reading and I was like, okay, cool, this is Flash and Batman. There's some good tensions there that had to deal with heroes in crisis. And then at the end of it, spoiler, you just wind up getting freaking Gotham Girl. And I'm like, dude, Gotham Girl is back. And I'm like, it's funny because on Comic Frontline, on my group channel, on our podcast that we do every Tuesday night, we're like, where's Gotham Girl? Where's she been? Where's Gotham? You know, obviously he died, but, you know, and you got to see the revelation of that at the end of issue 64. And then you get the continuation of Flash. And, yeah, Gotham Girl's pretty sick in the head. And I like the artwork in the book, and I love the emotions that's going on in this book. Obviously, you know, Gotham Girl might have something to do with the Sanctuary. I don't know. There's still mystery involved in this, but I'm enjoying this story, and this was a pleasantly surprised series for me. I'm happy to add it to this countdown. All right, so moving on to number 6, and my number 6 most anticipated book is Middle West issue 4. Issue 3 was really good because it had to deal with Abel, who is the main character, and his little sidekick character. It had to do with Abel's father, and we wound up seeing kind of like what happened to the town after the first issue because he made himself into this tornado-like creature. Abel, the main character, has this thing on his chest, and they're on this quest to find a healer that can take this thing or recognize what this thing on his chest is. And it's going to be cool because also Little Fox, the side character, is going to kind of help Abel learn how to survive on his own, you know. So I think this is a cool story. It's a cool fantasy type of story. Sometimes you're not sure if this is set in real life or not, but I love the creativity and the imagination here done by Scotty Young. All right, so next we move into the top 5. And my number 5 book goes to Wolverine Infinity Watch. This book is $3.99, and it's basically Wolverine. He's cosmic. I guess there's going to be a lot of answers to how he had all these Infinity Stones, because at one point he was in possession of these Infinity Stones, or he had a stone, and we got to see him popping up everywhere at the end of comics what was it, last year or something like that. So I guess you're going to tell this story on, again, how he got these stones. So basically Wolverine is gone cosmic. He had the stones, and we'll see where it goes. I just think I love the cover of this, and I'm very intrigued what this story has to offer for its readers. And Jerry Duggan's been busy when it comes to like Guardians and this Infinity Wars and all this other stuff. And I'm curious how long this is going to go on for, because I'm not sure if people are tired of the Infinity Gems or Stones or whatever you want to call them. I think we maybe need a break from it. All right, so moving on to number 4. So whenever there's an Infinity Watch or Infinity Stones, well, you got the Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is Guardians of the Galaxy issue 2. There's a mystery here. Basically, Thanos put his consciousness in somebody else, but nobody knows who it is. So who is the new Thanos? And will the Guardians figure it out before this new Thanos makes his appearance back? And also, we wind up seeing the Black Order get the corpse of Thanos. And are they going to resurrect the body also? I don't know, but they can't find the head. So you can't do anything without the head, right? A lot of action. It was cool to see how the team was formed. They're forced together. It kind of stays true to the fashion of Guardians, where it's a bunch of ragtag people put together to form a team, and that's what you get here. So obviously, only in the second issue, we'll get more story. We'll see what characters are standout. Cosmic Ghost Rider is one of my favorites, so I'm happy he made the cut to be on the team. All right, so moving on to the top 3. And my number 3 most anticipated book of the week goes to Venom issue 11. Donny Cates, he writes Guardians, he writes Venom. I love his writing. And basically what happened in the last issue, we wound up seeing Eddie. He's just really sick. And he winds up getting captured by the Maker once again. And we get revealed that it looks like his cancer has returned. His half-brother wound up bringing him to the hospital because he wound up basically almost dying in the issue. But we get a big story in the last issue of, Eddie Brock's upbringing and where he came from, and, why he thinks he's a monster. So really emotional, really deep story that Donny Cates is presenting to the readers. And I can't wait to see where this goes, what the Maker is going to do with Eddie, because he has him in his possession once again. So I don't know. I don't know what his plans are, but it's a great, great story. All right. So moving in to number 2 this week. And number 2 goes to Teen Titans, issue 27. Again, $3.99 book. Teen Titans is, again, I've said it many times, is my favorite team book right now, because the way they flesh out their characters, the way they do it, it doesn't feel forced. It's not a boring issue. All these characters seem interesting. And in this issue, we get more secrets about Dejin, as she is the genie on the team, but she's like a mix between almost like Starfire and Raven. She's very dark, but at times she can be very sweet. But we get to know some more secrets about her. She's very mysterious, and the things that she does to the people that she doesn't like is very, very evil, and you got to witness that in the last issue. We also find out the origin story of Roundhouse, how he got his powers. And I have a feeling it's not something that was so easy. I think maybe my prediction is it was very, I guess, torturous for him, and he tries to make a lightheartedness out of it. That's why he jokes around so much. And then we get to see Amico in this upcoming issue try to set a new purpose for Crush as well. So a lot of secrets get revealed here. I love how this issue, how this series overall is a work in progress with this team, how they've been not forced together, but put together, but they don't always get along, and they got to learn each other's personalities. So it's a slow build. In a lot of these team books, for instance, Guardians, or even West Coast Avengers, we get this team that's put together real quickly, and it's automatically, oh yeah, we're going to fight together, we do this and that, and blah, 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 and we love each other, but Teen Titans, it's done a little bit differently, and I like how it takes its time with that, with this team actually forming together. So if you haven't read Teen Titans, guys, I definitely suggest it. All right, so moving on to my number one most anticipated book of the week, guys, and this book is Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man issue 3. I love this book. I love the whole comical aspect of it. I'm not saying I'm a huge fan of the artwork, but the artwork is simple and it's clean. And I love the new characters that are introduced to it, by the name of Rumor. And I love how it all takes place within his neighborhood and things like that. And again, the relationships that are with Peter in this series so far are awesome, especially with Johnny Storm. I thought it was really, really cool. So Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is such a good book, even though I'm only 2 issues into it. And we still have this story going on with Aunt May and how she possibly has cancer. How this will affect things going forward, I don't know with her, but I think Tom Taylor has an agenda with this story, and I think he's going to tell it really, really well. So there you guys have it. There are my most anticipated comics of the week. Hopefully, fans, you enjoyed it. Like I said, put your most anticipated in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. I say it all the time. It's greatly appreciated, but I really do mean it, guys. The channel doesn't exist without you. You're the reason why I keep doing this. I've been doing it for a long time now. So, as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a single video from me. And until that next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.